couple of years. One of them that I still have of John's, talking about the gods that were coming back. And they were gods that were inspired by Satan. Are you listening to what I'm saying? We have been dabbling in the occult. Are you still out there? And so, why is the church today in the position that it's in? Because they have mixed the things of God with the things of the world. They have brought in the spirit of Antichrist, and which is the spirit of the world. You say, well, Pastor, I don't know about that. It's the spirit of the world they have brought into the church. And they want the church to be like the world, rather than the world being like the church. And so we look at this, so there's this dabbling in the occult. Another thing that was going on at that particular time was the traditions of men. Now, circumcision, dietary laws, observance of holy days. So what was happening, and realize this is a Gentile city. This is a Greek city. This is not a Jewish city. But the believers were trying to take the older believers, were trying to take this new group of people, this church, and take them back under the law by establishing circumcision, dietary laws. We got to observe holy days. Kind of like our church traditions, isn't it? It's kind of like those things. Another thing that was happening, this happens today. They were relegating Christ to a minor place. What is the reason? What is our reason for being? It is to serve God. It's to build a group of believers. It's to evangelize the world. It's to tell people about Jesus. But we would rather tell people about our church. We'd rather tell people about what we believe. We'd rather tell people about what kind of music we have, what kind of programs we have, about the little coffee shop over there by the gymnasium. And if you don't want to go to church, you can just go to the gymnasium and you can work out and you can jazzercise or you can whatever. Are you still out there? Relegating Christ to a minor place. Now let's talk about that just in your life. Where is Christ in your life? What position do you have Him in? How important is He in your daily walk? Is He first? Is He last? Boy, that hits home, doesn't it? What time do we give Him? The beginning of our day or the end of our day? Are you still out there? You see what I'm talking about? This was problems in this first century church. How much more compounded is it today? And so, but it becomes, we can talk about the church, and, sometimes we talk about the church like it's the church over there, or it's the church over here. What about if it's the church right here? What if the church and we believe the church is what? It's the body of believers, isn't it? It's the individual, it's you, it's me. What if it's us? Where do we put Christ in our lives? Boy, that was free too. Here's something else that's going on. They were teaching, the false teachers, that the body was evil and it should be treated as an enemy. That's interesting. Does that not sound like Gnosticism? When you go back, and it all was coming down from that whole thought. So there was a combination here of three separate elements. One was the insistence on legalism. How many churches have you been in your life where it was insisted upon you that you become a member of the church? We've encouraged people to become members of our church. We've told people, we'd love for you to be a part of our church, but it's not going to get you to heaven. I remember as a kid, I I used to go to, the Baptist had a wonderful Bible school, and they had a lot of cool things going. They had a Bible school. They had a Halloween party. Oh my gosh. You know, I just thought that was just wonderful. Thought that's just awesome. But I can remember going to vacation Bible school. And every year, I'd get my little award because I could memorize the books of the Bible. I could answer their questions. And I remember one year, we were sitting in the teaching section of the Bible school at a particular time, and the pastor shared this word, and then he offered would you like to come and meet Jesus? Well, I'd known Jesus for a long time, but I thought, maybe he's going to be right there by the baptistry, and I'll just go up there and I'll shake the pastor's hand, and I'll get to talk with Jesus. And I remember I went up there and I shook the pastor's hand. I'd been saved. I'd been in church all my life, and they made it. We stood right here and they got our picture. These young people, they gave their life to Jesus. Oh, it was so cool. But what am I talking about? It was part of the program. And I was playing the game because that's what I thought was expected of me. You see, the Pharisees, it was a Pharisaic Judaism, which was worse than simple legalism in the Jewish system. Secondly, it was a philosophical system, and it, again, pointed toward a pagan element. Now, folks, I want to tell you something. Some of the things that we have done, some of the buildings that America has built, point toward paganism. Some of the layout of the capital city of this country points toward paganism. Some of the organizations, the secret organizations in this country that are highly prioritized, they are highly recognized, and they are highly respected by this country, are pagan. Now, are you still out there? We're talking about something that was happening in the first century church. Jesus had only been gone 20, 30 years, maybe 40 in some instances, but here it was about 30 years. And already the church was going in an opposite direction. Isn't that interesting? So there was this philosophical system. It was a religious attitude. It was a climate of thought as widespread as the evolutionary theory is today. And I listen to so many things that are being proposed. I listen to this whole new Green Deal. I listen to, all of this global warming stuff and all of the money that's been put into this that we're paying for and that's coming out of your Medicaid or your Medicare. Are you listening to what I'm saying? This is a philosophical system. And folks, I thought about this on my way to church today because I was thinking about this message. This summer's been one of the cooler summers. Now, I know yesterday was hot and today's going to be hot. But we've stressed so much global warming, and we've stressed so much the earth has to be, green and all of that stuff. So what we're doing as an American nation is we are taking and stopping our production of things that could keep us independent, and we're deciding to buy it from nations that have no environmental systems in place. And we're breaking the bank. If we need some more money, we just go to the Federal Reserve. Are you still out there? And we print more money. And there's another Antichrist spirit. Are you out there? The Who controls the Federal Reserve? Not us. And while we're on the subject, we developed this spirit of elitism, that we got this elite group of people that are trying to put themselves in a place where they can rule the world. And we're allowing foreign nations to come in and buy up our land and our farms and our companies. Are you out there listening to us? To the point where we will no longer be owners of our own nation. We're talking about a spirit of Antichrist that was prevalent in the first century, but is so much more prevalent today. And there was under this philosophical system, I will get that right, thank you. There is this idea of exclusion. Now I want to tell you something. You and I are nobodies. Especially if we are conservative in our belief. And Christians are very conservative people in their beliefs. Are you listening to what I'm saying? But with exclusiveness also comes elitism. And we've got this group of leaders and rulers at the top of our nation that are wealthy, that are privileged, that are the elite. We'll move on from that. Said all I'm going to say about that. And we have created this enlightenment among this elite group, and it's a belief that evil is matter, that it's belief in meditatory things or meditation of all these different things, and it comes to the final thing, and you can say a good amen, he's about done, that salvation comes through knowledge. Now I want to say that, and I want you to broaden that in your own mind. Salvation comes through knowledge. But what does the Word say? It is grace by faith. So once we replace faith with knowledge, we are stepping away from the truth of Jesus Christ. Amen. So what am I talking to you about today? I'm talking to you about things that were going on in this first century church that is going on in the church today. I'm talking about a spirit that was pervading not only the church, but it came from the city and it came from the area, and now it's in the church. How do we get it out? How do we get all of this stuff out? First thing, we can't get it